Good morning, students. Welcome to class 7. So students, in our previous lecture, we have started with a new topic, that is chemical bond and reactivity. And we have discussed the definition of the term chemical bond, different types of chemical bond like covalent bond, ionic bond, coordinate covalent bond, that is dative bond, and metallic bond. So students, in our today's lecture, we are going to discuss the difference between ionic bond and covalent bond along with Fajan's rule. So let's get started. Consider the comparison between ionic and covalent bonds. Ionic bond, the electrostatic forces of attraction between the oppositely charged ions are called ionic bonds. In an ionic bond formation, complete transfer of electron from electropositive element to electronegative element takes place. For example, consider electropositive element like sodium and electronegative element, that is chlorine. So you get the formation of a sodium chloride. On the other hand, a covalent bond is formed when two atoms attain stability by sharing of an electron pair, each contributing one electron to the electron pair. For example, hydrogen molecule. Ionic bond forms between atoms of electropositive element and electronegative element. On the other hand, covalent bond forms between atoms of the same element and also between atoms of different elements. When the covalent bond is formed between atoms of different elements, electron pair is not shared equally and hence result in polar covalent bond. On the other hand, ionic bond is simple forces of attraction between oppositely charged ions. Therefore, it is not rigid and non-directional. The electrostatic fields of ions extend in all directions. They are incapable of exhibiting any type of space isomerism. Covalent bond, on the other hand, is rigid and directional. It offers opportunity for different spatial arrangements and stereoisomerism of molecules. Compounds involving ionic or electrovalent bonds are called ionic or electrovalent compounds. They are hard, crystalline solids and high melting and boiling points. Covalently bonded compounds are volatile solids, liquids or gases. They have low melting and boiling points. Ionic compounds are usually soluble in polar solvents like water, but insoluble in organic solvents. Covalent compounds, on the other hand, are insoluble in water but soluble in non-polar solvents. Ionic compounds, when dissolved in water or in molten state, they dissociate and therefore conduct electricity. On the other hand, covalent compounds do not dissociate or conduct electricity. So students, from the above comparison, we can conclude that a covalent bond will be formed when it is impossible for an ionic bond to be formed. Two electrons are required to form a bond. The sharing of one electron each is only necessary for covalent bond formation between two atoms. There must be a maximum of 8 electrons in the valence shell for the majority of molecules. This is the octet rule suggested by Lewis. The total number of bond pair and unshared pair, that is lone pair, must be equal to 4. Bond will be formed in such a way that repulsion between electron is minimized. The resultant molecule after bond formation will have the lowest overall energy. Next is van der Waals forces. The van der Waals forces are very weak compared to normal valence forces. These forces are very short-lived intermolecular attractive forces, which are believed to exist between all kinds of atoms, molecules and ions when they are sufficiently close to each other. Next is hydrogen bonding. The attractive forces that binds a hydrogen atom, which is already covalently attached with strongly electronegative atom of a molecule, with another electronegative atom of some other molecule, is known as hydrogen bond. The molecules AH and BH may be of the same or different elements. Hydrogen bond is represented by dotted line. That is, molecules involved in hydrogen bonding are as follows: hydrogen fluoride having partial positive and negative charges, water molecule and ammonia molecule. Next is, consider the nature of bond. The nature of bond between two atoms, that is A and B, depends on the value of electronegativity difference. If electronegativity values of two atoms are same, as found in case of homonuclear molecule like hydrogen molecule or fluorine molecule, the bond formed between two identical atoms is purely covalent. On the other hand, when electronegativity difference value is relatively small, the bond formed between two atoms is covalent with some ionic character or polarity. That is, bond is polar covalent bond. When the two atoms linked by covalent bonds are of different elements, that is HCl, HF, etc., then the electrons are not shared equally and the electron pair is displaced more towards the more electronegative element, and polarity develops in the molecule, and hence polar covalent bond has partial ionic character. The molecules formed are called polar molecules. Polar covalent bond is more stable than pure covalent bond. The percent of ionic character of a polar covalent bond depends upon two factors. One is the electronegativity difference of the bonded atoms, and second, dipole moment of compound formed. When value of electronegativity difference between two atoms in a molecule is very large, complete transfer of an electron from atom A to atom B takes place. Then the bond between A and B would be purely ionic, which can be represented as A plus and B minus. An ionic bond under certain conditions may pass into a covalent bond. Now, let us see the covalent character of ionic bond, or polarization of ions and polarizability, that is Fajan's rule. Consider Fajan's rule. It is not true that ionic bond is 100% ionic. It may acquire some covalent character to an appreciable extent through the process of deformation or polarization. So what is polarizing power? Well, the power of an ion to distort another ion is known as its polarizing power. When oppositely charged ions approaches each other, the cation attracts the electron of the anion and repels its nucleus, leading to distortion, deformation or polarization of the anion. If polarization is quite small, an ionic bond results, that is purely ionic with no polarization. If the extent of polarization is large, electrons are drawn from anion to the cation and bond acquires appreciable covalent character, that is anionic polarization. And in case of extreme polarization, bond formed is largely covalent in nature. Further, the cation too will be polarized by anion, but effect is less pronounced due to smaller size of cation. Consider Fajan's rule, which states that covalent character of an ionic bond is favored by the following factors. First is small cation. Second, large anion. Third, high charge on cation and anion. And fourth, pseudo-inert gas configuration. First is small cation size. Due to this, positive charge present on the surface is more and hence can attract the electron of anion more efficiently. Second is larger anionic size. Due to this, outer electron experiences a lesser pull by nucleus and are more easily polarized. Third, high charge on cation and anion. As charge on cation increases, electrostatic force of attraction of cation for outer electron of anion also increases. Therefore, polarizing power of cation increases. As negative charge on anion increases, it will repel its outermost electron more effectively. And fourth, electronic configuration of cation. A cation with 18 electrons in its outermost shell, that is pseudo-inert gas configuration NS2, NP6, ND10, has greater polarizing power than the cation with 8 electrons in its outermost shell, inert gas configuration NS2, NP6, even if both cations have same size and charge. So students, in our today's lecture, we have discussed the comparison between ionic bond and covalent bond. And we have also discussed Fajans rule.